Well, hello, amazing GZ family. This is Melissa Perkins, the managing partner, and I want to welcome you to our event. I am going to pass the mic, and then she's going to pass it back to me, to our illustrious CEO, Ella Asawan, as she tells you our theme for today. But I just wanted to say, on behalf of my incredible founder, Mr. Gozie Asawa, who is listening in. He's actually picking up a VIP client who has come from the United States to Nigeria. So he's tending to him. That's why you don't see him as active this particular session, but we're holding down the fort for him. But I just want to thank all of you for taking the time to come and to learn more about us. We do these events once a month. We strive to be able to engage and interact with our community and really talk about reclaiming your home. So without further ado, I would love for you to just get a quick hello from the incredible Ella Asawan, our CEO, and then she'll pass the mic back to me. To you, Ella.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's nice having all of you here. So, my name is Emanuela Osonwa. I'm the CEO of GZ Realty and Development. It's nice having you. So, I pass the mic back to Melissa.
Thanks, Ella. So tonight, we really want to drill down. One of the things that we talk a great deal about at GZ Realty is leaving a legacy for your family. And we're encouraging so many people who live in the diaspora to recognize that they have a heritage on the continent, particularly in Nigeria. So, me, myself, personally, I have been in Nigeria for very close to a year now. I'm approaching the 1 year mark soon. And I can tell you that when I walk about Lagos, which is where I'm based, I see the faces of my family, friends. I see our DNA everywhere. And it does something to me. And I really encourage people to take a moment to imagine that you have the opportunity, because we're going to be talking a lot about opportunity tonight, that you have the opportunity to connect to your heritage. And not only connect to your heritage, but actually build a legacy, actually create abundance for your family. And you hear this a lot on the internet. You hear this buzzword, abundance, creating abundance. But I really want to tell you that here at GZ Realty and Development, we're not here to push sales down your throat. This is a company that's a movement. It's a movement that has really taken off. And as I said, my colleague Gozier, the founder and co-owner of GZ Realty and Development, is right now working with and picking up one of our VIP clients who brought his son here. His 15-year-old son and him have been in Nigeria now for a little over a week, connecting to a farm, connecting to land and the legacy that they are building. So tonight we're going to have a conversation. So I want you guys to just sit back. You're likely watching this as a video. So I want you to take a moment to make this personal and imagine that you yourself are being invited to come and consider building a legacy. Now, so often, as members of the diaspora, especially if you're from the West, if you grew up in the UK or Canada or the United States like myself, you probably won't think about initially coming into Nigeria for opportunity, because we're not told that in the media. So often when African countries are portrayed, they're in need. We need to do U.S. aid to bail them out. They need food. They need this, that, and the other. What I'm here to tell you is that is not the full story. No more than we would want in the United States for us to only be portrayed as Appalachia, very poor white people, or the inner slums of the ghetto with poor people. We would not want that to be the only narrative. Being poor is not an evil thing. Having a disadvantage does not make you less than. But there's more to every country than that. And that's what I can tell you about Nigeria. When you come here, you're going to see skyscrapers. You're going to see multi-million dollar homes on Banana Island. You're going to see people building bungalows and having neighborhoods that look like just like the neighborhoods in the United States. And we need to educate people about that. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And one thing I want to do is really encourage you all to ask questions. Like if you're not able to be here, at this very moment. That is okay because Ella and our amazing team at GZ Realty, we have our administrative officer on the line. Her name is Favor. The two of them will be reaching out to you to encourage you to definitely ask questions. You know, you can start your VIP journey with us by engaging in a conversation with Ella and with Goosey. And also, I'm happy to talk with you as well from my own perspective about how you can start to think about abundance. Let me ask you a question. And I'm going to ask my amazing family here at GZ to chime on in because we love having these great discussions. Is what do you think it really means to build abundance, particularly around land? I want to take it a little further. What do you think it means to build abundance around land? So let me spa a little bit with some people who are here on the call. Let me check in with some voices you probably haven't heard. We have our amazing friend Reason. Reason is very important to us here in our community. He actually is an architect by trade, and he also has an incredible marketing firm as well. He's just a great friend of the community. So, Reason, let me kind of have you come in and share what does abundance mean to you when you think about creating abundance and building wealth around investing in yourself. What comes to mind for you?
Thank you very much, Melissa. Okay, so when I think about abundance and investing in myself, I think about sustainability, something that doesn't actually just stop now or stop today, something that continues and maybe probably even outlive me, an investment that can really hand over to my child, to my generation. So that's what I think abundance and investing in myself actually is. And investing in yourself it means you can actually go with yourself anywhere. So you still have this value in Nigeria, in America, or anywhere you go. So you are the investment and it's you. So anywhere you go, you have that value with you too.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Let me go to Favor. Favor, what do you think it means to have abundance, to be abundant? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you?
Okay, yes. Good evening, ma. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So, what it actually means for me to have abundance is just like you creating something that doesn't just end with you. Like expansion is not just limited to a particular space. It kind of is expanded, like something beyond you, something that can stay even when you are not there, that can cover up even those that are around you. So that's what I think abundance is. Like it's just majorly something that is not limited with you alone. That's it.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so, so much. For me, when I think about abundance and creating wealth and investing in myself, I think about prioritization. You know, so often we're kind of taught to give out, to go do for others, to go to work, to build wealth for other people. It's like we're trained to be workers. But we don't always get taught to think about how can we do that for ourselves? How can we give to ourselves in such a way that we have something to show for our life, you know? And so when I made the decision 2 years ago, I actually started in Kenya. We're going to be talking to a gorgeous person in Kenya in just a moment named Chandra. But when I made the decision 2 years ago to step out on faith and go to Kenya to bring a project This project is an opportunity for me to get people to invest in themselves. But it also allows me to build wealth as well. And I did not have a lot of examples in my life. I did not have anyone around me who had ever gone to Kenya. I knew not a single soul who had ever gone there. And I had researched the country and made a decision that it would be the best place for the project I was doing. And I'm building a smart city. That's one of the projects that we do here at GZ Realty and Development. And so it was intimidating because, again, I didn't have a lot of role models. So I think sometimes, we see and know we want to do more, but we don't always see people around us even doing it in a part of a world that we're not familiar with. I had never been to Kenya. I didn't even know anybody in my circle who had been to Kenya, but I stepped out on faith. And so I share that because some of you who are listening might be thinking, wow, I don't even want to buy something in my own backyard. I don't even want to buy real estate in America, let alone in another foreign country. But I want to invite you to understand the why. Why don't you feel comfortable buying land? Why aren't we taught that we can actually own something ourselves and be able to see it grow and be able to pass it down from one generation to another? So with that, I'm going to bring the mic to someone to just kind of share about her journey and what motivated her to pursue coming to a foreign country. She's American, and we love her dearly at GZ Realty and Development because she is the CEO of a trust that oversees all of our companies on our behalf. But she's also an explorer and an entrepreneur, a business leader in her own right. And she made a very big step, bold move to come to a foreign country she'd never lived in. She had visited it, but she'd never lived there. So I don't want to give away all of her story, but I'm going to be interviewing her and pulling out from her just what made her take that leap. Why did she see Africa and Kenya specifically as an opportunity for her to grow and expand? So with that, I introduce you Chandra Chamberlain. Hey, Chandra.
Hi,
How are you?
Tata. I'm good. How are you? Hi, everybody.
I am amazing. Amazing. So, my darling, tell me a little bit more about yourself. Why don't we just set that up first? Tell everyone who you are, and then go right into why did you take that bold leap? What was inside of you? What was moving you to go beyond and come to Africa?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a believer. I believe in God. So, as my relationship got stronger with God, I learned to discipline myself to His utterance, to His instructions when He is guiding me with my life. I know ever since I was 5 years old that I will be going to Africa. It's actually a family joke. Well, my family always teased me about Africa because that's all I talked about ever since I was 5 years old. Now that I am grown, everyone knows I'm serious, that this is my calling. God has called me to the continent of Africa. And not really, I mean, it's not just Africa, but to the nations in general. Because the call of my life is to shake the nations, and that's what I plan on doing. Um, but what prompted me to come to Kenya is basically God spoke it, and so I just obeyed and came. I did some planning, but um, at the end of the day, I just needed to just come and see for myself everything, not everything that I heard about, but really just to denounce everything that was false and just to prove to my family the things that were true. So I had the opportunity to go, and I just took it. um, I don't know how much you want to know about me. There's so
No,
many things to
I'm gonna
say.
dig a little deeper. I'm gonna dig a little deeper because you left a full-time job
Yes.
with benefits,
Yes.
and some people that would seem very radical because a lot of people want to come to our country. They want the
Yeah.
financial security.
Yeah.
They want all those different things. So then, what would motivate you to leave all of that behind? What did you see when you toured Africa, um, particularly Kenya, that made you want to pack up everything and go? What motivated you to do that?
It's so many reasons. For one, coming from America to this continent, I felt so much peace. There was so much shalom. First of all, when you get here, the air is different. The food is different. The people are nice. They are loving you from the time you get off the plane to the time you get to your place. Like all of the interactions I had with the people was just beautiful. Kenya is beautiful, and it's not just Kenya because I've been to multiple countries in Africa. I noticed that there was a trend of this sincere love that I received. It was a sense of family. Even though they didn't know me, they welcomed me so well. They loved the idea that I was a Black American coming to visit them, and they was just shocked and amazed. And I was just as shocked and amazed that they were so receiving, just receiving me that way because we hear so much negativity about the people of Africa. And so when I come here, I feel at home. There's so much peace. I feel at home. Um, it's nothing like it. And coming and you feel it immediately because and it's slower. It's like everything slows down, not in a bad way, but everything slows down. There's no rush. Nobody's in a hurry. Everybody's hustling, but but it just feels like home. It really do. It's the peace that I've been looking for. It's like that peace with no understanding that you hear about. Peace without understanding. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. I saw we had some people join us, and I want to acknowledge them. I see that there's an Evans here, and is it Marie? So Marie and Evans, I want to welcome you to our incredible event. We're just having a nice family chat. I want you, when you come to these events, our incredible CEO and her team at GZ Realty. I'm the managing partner. She is so good at instantly creating family. So when you come to our events, I want you to feel like you're in our living room. You're wearing some cozy slippers. I like hot chocolate and popcorn. So imagine you have some hot chocolate and popcorn. That's what Americans like to do. We like the popcorn. And so we want you to relax and just, feel like you can just be yourself and ask any questions. GZ Realty and Development is the genesis of something called the Reclaiming Home movement. And so we like to take these opportunities, not to push properties in your face, but to really help people feel comfortable reclaiming their home. And so that's why we have these incredible events where we do deep dives and we have a great discussion. And so I want to welcome you, and I want you to feel free to take off your camera, put on your camera, and jump on in and ask questions. Right now, we're in a segment where we're interviewing the incredible Chandra Chamberlain. Chandra is one of our leaders here in the trust. GZ is a part of a trust of companies that are devoted, particularly to building up the economy of Africa. And so Chandra does that so beautifully. She is an American like me who fell in love with the continent. And she's all the way on the eastern part of the continent while we're on the west. And so if you combine them together, we done covered quite a bit of territory, haven't we, Chandra? And so
Yes.
so we're having a conversation about the why. Like, why would an American come here? Because I'm asked all the time, like, do you like it here? Are you okay? People are surprised that that we're here. And so we want to dig deeper and help you to understand the opportunity that is here. So, Chandra, why don't you share with our community, like, what is the opportunity beyond just land and real estate? Like, what's the opportunity? Because we're going to bring it back to that for sure. But why is there opportunity here when they're so conditioned to leave their country and go somewhere else? What's the opportunity of being in Africa?
Well, as soon as you get here, you will see all of the things that you don't have in America, for one. But the opportunities are endless, um, especially business wise. Pretty much any skill you have, small or big, you can really use it for your benefit here. Like the smallest things that you think is not even something that's what's the word, profitable, you can use it here. Um, and it's not a lot of, like in America, we have a lot of red tape. There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of policy. There's a lot of regulations that hinders people from even becoming entrepreneurs. Being on a continent, you can definitely be an entrepreneur. Anything you can think of or anything you dream of doing, the possibility of doing that is definitely on a continent, and you don't have all of the hindrances that you would have in America. So I'm just comparing this to America. In America, there's a lot of things you have to have, like you're supposed to have all of this education, these levels of learning that you're supposed to be at elevated before you even can start certain types of businesses. In Africa, it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but it's not something that is required. It's something like here, for example. Um, I like to create things. So I taught myself how to make soap, how to make beauty products. I do hair, I braid. I do a lot of things. But in America, I would have to have a license to do that before I even could really open a store and get customers and all of those things, because you got all these rules that you got to have that says that I'm not equipped enough to be able to produce money after that. Here, the opportunity to do that is here. You can bring your skills from, I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. You bring your skills, and the African people will receive it. Like, they're excited about the things that we're bringing and learning. They even open to learning things. Like, I've taught a lot of Ugandans how to make soap, liquid soap, and it has been productive in their life because it created jobs for them. They were able to create it on their own and make money to support their families. Like, there's a lot of things that we think that we can't um, add to the culture, add to the society in Africa, but it's endless. The
Mhm.
opportunities are endless.
Amazing,
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And then the final question I want to ask you is you said something that I think is really powerful, and that is that you can actually create a career for yourself here. You don't have as many obstacles to creating careers, which means you can create income for yourself. So when
Mm-hmm.
people are being talked to about buying real estate, some of them are like, "Well, if I move there, what will I do? What could
Mm-hmm.
I, how would I be able to make a living? What could I, how could I get started?" So I want you to go back to, how did you get there? Like, how did you prepare and plan before you came? How did you go from working a 9 to 5 job to actually coming in and actually living there? Like, how did you plan? How did you prepare? Because some people want to do it, but they're afraid. They don't know if
Yeah.
they can make that leap. And so maybe share that, and then we'll close out on that share.
Well, it is important to plan. But that you reach the point of your planning, though, that you have to really activate what you're gathering information for. So you will have to definitely visit the country that you want to go to. So if you want to come to Nigeria, I mean, if you really want to purchase property or do business or anything, you will have to plan. You need to visit. So I took a year and did research. I studied the history, I studied the culture, all the way down to religion, down to food, down to language, down to tribes. I went deep into research in Kenya before I came here for my first visit. And I knew that 1 week of visit is not enough. You have to stay for at least a month to really get saturated into the culture and to really experience. Because the first 2 weeks is really just like vacation. But if you stay a little bit longer, you get to see more and you get more adequate in the environment. So I did all of that research historically, just doing background checks. But I also watched a lot of YouTube. YouTube University is definitely YouTube
YouTube
University is definitely a good
University.
tool. It's definitely a good tool for researching. So I did a lot of YouTube. That's actually how I met Josie and Melissa. I was
Hmm.
watching some content creators who are expats, who are African Americans, who have come here, who have established themselves here, and they created a business helping other African Americans to get here. And so they created a network of people who cater to the African American people so that, they have what they need when they get here. And so I went to one of their events, and that's how I met Melissa and Josie, because it was a networking event. And that's awesome. So you meet a lot of people. And that's what I did. I studied the content creators. I studied people in their lives, those who have took the stepped out and actually moved here. I studied their life over a year of a time. So I watched people progress, all of the negative and the positive, the good and the bad, and I weighed out my options. But at the end of the day, my mind was already made up that I was going to move. So regardless of what information I received, I was already coming anyway. I just needed the information for my own knowledge. So
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Well,
yeah.
I'm going to weave somebody in here. But before I do that, I want to, go to Evans. So, Evans, I'd love for you to say hi and introduce yourself to everyone. There's lots of people named Evans, okay, in Nigeria. So, I want to make sure I don't know you. So, Evans, this is your first time ever coming into one of our events. Please introduce yourself. We'd love to hear your voice. You available? Don't be shy. Okay. Well, we'll hope to. Hi, Evans.
You're muted.
You're muted. Let's see if we can hear your voice.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Now
Can
we
you hear
can
me
hear
now?
you. Hello.
Hello. So I'm actually from Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria. I want to understand the market, and I've been listening, and I keep listening till I get to where interests me. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll stay right there because we want to make this all about you. The nice thing about these events, our Ella is an incredible planner, but sometimes we want to be very organic. And so, I want to take a moment to really, make this so much about, I'm going to bring up the Q&A part early. And then I'm gonna have Ella speak from the heart. She's prepared some thoughts about your legacy and pursuing your legacy. So I want to hear her beautiful voice around that. But I want to get to know you better, Evans. Tell me, you say you want to know more about the marketplace, and you're a Nigerian. What is your perception about land and buying land here in your home country of Nigeria? What do you know? What have you heard?
All right. I know a lot. I know a lot about the estate terrain in Nigeria because I actually own some properties myself. But
Mm-hmm.
there are also a lot of problems in the market.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, we're having one right now from a very big estate company called P1, and they're having problems with their clients. So a lot of us are being skeptical, although it's quite how do I put it? It's better to deal with a registered estate agent, someone who knows about the business very well, so that you don't make mistake, and they will educate you and carry you along to understand what you're doing, what you will gain in the future, and if you can invest. I know it's very lucrative, and it's in fact it's one of the best investment packages we have here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I like it. I want to even invest in other places if I can.
Amazing. So I think what I loved that you said is, you no industry is without pitfalls. No country doesn't have negativity and obstacles and problems. And so, I think it's so important that when you are an investor, you do your research and you have a realistic mindset. You're not too idealistic, you're not too naive, and there are challenges to real estate in the United States. You have overinflation of prices. You have what's called redlining, where people try to steer certain minority groups in certain areas. There's always kind of games and things that are played. And so here in Nigeria, one thing you brought up is that you have to think about authenticity. How authentic is what people are selling? Have they just put something together and they haven't really thought it out? Do they have their deeds of assignment correctly, their CFOs? You have to really take the time to do that. And so what I can say about our family here is that when Gozi founded GZ Realty and Development, a year ago now, guys, we have to have a party because you guys know it's a year anniversary for GZ.
Yeah.
So GZ's a 1 year old. Woo, woo, woo. So GZ's a year old. And so when he founded GZ, he founded it because he grew his career from working with reputable real estate companies. So before Gozi owned this company, he was a freelance consultant. And he worked for very reputable companies like Paulton Morgan, real estate companies that are household names here. And so, that helped him to really make sure he worked with people who had impeccable reputations, had their paperwork correctly, they weren't in the news all the time for selling a bill of goods and scamming people. So the only companies that GZ Realty works with are those type of companies. That's why we can say we deal and trust real estate is for the brave, because people come to us because of trust. They come to us because of reliability. And one thing I would encourage you to do, Evans, now that you're a part of our family, is to come in as a VIP and explore us with Ella, and really get to know people. And in fact, I thought I saw Lee come in. Yay!
She's here.
Lee is here. Lee is one of our VIP clients. She's from the United States. So as a Nigerian, I think you should be very, very interested in the fact that the majority of our clients in GZ is registered in Nigeria. So we're a Nigerian company, but the majority of our clients are Americans.
Yeah.
And they've been here and they've seen their land and they are holding their deeds and their stuff is real. And so that's pretty impressive, I think, to a lot of Nigerians, is that foreigners are coming here to buy, land here because they are connecting to the piece of it being their homeland. And so how much more should you as Nigerians also appreciate that you have that opportunity as well. And so I would love for Lee, if she's available, to introduce herself to you, Evans, so we can connect one veteran VIP to a future VIP, and have her share a little bit about her story. So Lee, can you share with Evans about your experience with reclaiming your home? You're so beautiful. Hey, gorgeous.
Hi.
It's so good to see your face. How are you?
I am well. Thank you so much. And good to see you and see your lovely face. I get to hear your voice sometimes, but it's lovely to see your face. You're looking gorgeous. Nigeria's working for you. So that's probably going to be one of my
It has been very good to me. Very good to me.
Big trips. And so I got in, and here's the thing, because I knew you through another platform, and that was really what started things. I seen you in person at an event, and I knew you through another social media platform. So that connection and that trust, and knowing you and really feeling you as an authentic person. And then I reached out to you one day, and we connected. And then next thing, uh, getting to know Gozi, looking at the possibilities in Nigeria. So I've made my first transaction, now looking to take on more, and talk about timing, right? And when you look at the world as we are today, timing is really incredible with essentially offshoring and building assets in other places, and being part of a community that is welcoming the African diaspora to invest in Nigeria. And really, I have not been there myself, but I think it's, based on what I've seen, I think it's really beautiful for people to have a better and fuller picture of what's available to us in Nigeria, because that's not the picture they want to paint or want us to know about. And just having the option to invest somewhere else and get in on the ground floor and have a stake somewhere else, so maybe you don't have whatever it costs to buy a home here in the US. If that's where you are, that's a bigger and it's definitely more competitive in terms of there's lots of other potential buyers in the area I live in. No matter what the house is put on the market for, it will go for way over asking, because it's not ground floor. It's already light years ahead in that response. And so just the ability to have a stakehold and then legacy for my kids. That's huge. That is a huge thing. You can't save enough money, I don't think, from working a regular job or what have you. But if you can leave legacy and have something that they can run with afterwards, that's priceless.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Wow. I tell you, put Lee in our pocket. Take her everywhere. Yes, Lee and I met in Miami, Florida at a conference, and we've been joined at the hip ever since. I love this woman. And so, so I can tell you that, Evans, you being here is going to be such an exciting journey. And I'm looking at the time, so I want to be mindful of time, because I know it's getting very, very late over in Kenya. It's already like almost midnight, knocking on midnight for our sweet Chandra. And so she's probably going to hop off so that she can get some beauty rest. But I wanted to say that the best thing about being a part of our family and our movement is that we hold your hand. Like, it's not just looking at a bunch of listings, talking to someone, they go and do an inspection with you, and then it's kind of cold. Like, the thing you'll see is that we actually do portfolios here, Evans. So we're here to grow your portfolio, and that's why we call you a VIP. So we actually don't take a lot of clients. So max right now is 30 people, which is very unusual for companies to cap themselves. But that's because we go all out. Like right now, the founder of GZ Realty is literally been with a VIP client for the whole week. He left his home, went to where the VIP was staying in a hotel, and literally took him on a tour of Nigeria. Made sure his son had an arcade to visit, and then personally escorted him for that whole entire week, walked him to the land, introduced him to all the stakeholders around it because he's actually buying into a farm business. And so, we're very hands-on with our clients. And so that's why Lee said what she said, because even though she's very far away, she's actually, being very pampered and very attended to. And so what'll happen is that you'll be invited to come into the community, GZ Realty and Development on WhatsApp. Ella will make a VIP thread for you, and you're going to get love bombed. Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, we have Favor on the call. She is our administrative officer, so she's an executive alongside of Ella, and they're going to spoil you a lot. And we're very attentive, so you're going to just find that we are all about helping you get the things that matter to you, the types of properties and things that matter to you. Gozier is very, very, very hands-on, our founder, and he is the guy who, as soon as he finds out about you, you're going to hear from him within about 48 hours. So I apologize in advance, but we spoil you guys. That's just what we do. And so Ella is going to personally be your concierge to make sure that you're well taken care of. And I want you to get to hear her voice. So Ella, I'm going to pass the mic to you so that you can really share, what you wanted to share tonight. And then what we're going to do, just because we want to watch the time, is we're going to send you some materials to look at. We have a video presentation, and we're going to actually send it to you, and then have a follow-up call with you, if that's okay, Evans. Evans, is that all right?
Oh, yeah, yes, I'm here. He's all right.
Amazing. All right. So I know my American accent can be a bit much, because me and Chandra got country twang. We from the South. We from the dirty South. And so we have an
I
accent.
think you are even clearer than Chandra. Chandra, I didn't.
She has gotten used to Nigeria. That's why Melissa has become better. She's currently right here in Nigeria.
And I'm here in Lagos. Actually, we
That's
have
not funny.
Evans, let me find out for you really quick. Evans, where in Nigeria are you located? Where are you located?
In Port Harcourt.
Oh, okay.
Port Harcourt. I look forward to going there. Amazing. Well, that is fantastic. Do you get out to Lagos often?
I'll be in Lagos in 2 weeks. Not all the time, but I have a plan to be in Lagos in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Brilliant. Well, we definitely will coordinate a rendezvous. We have a physical office located in Lekki Phase 1 on the island. And so we'd love to have you either come there. And we also have a little clubhouse hangout, like a little physical spot on the mainland too, in Acadia called the Arif. And so either one of those places. And so, we'd love to, again, Ella is super great at connecting, people. I'm sure you probably already have maybe friends that you stay with, or maybe you have property that you stay on. But please let us know how we can be of service, because we love to serve our VIPs, and we'd love to prioritize you in our schedule so that we can be able to, just really, again, identify your needs. Much we can do ahead of time. And then that way, when you come, if you can spare some time, we can kind of show you some things that I think might really excite you. So again, welcome to this, to this event. We're so honored to have you. And Lee, thank you so much for sharing your experience. And I'm so excited about us giving you more properties to add to your portfolio, because the tradition here, Evans and Lee, is that the average client, like I said, we don't take more than 30 at this time, buys multiple properties. In fact, the very first VIP client is, I think, up to about 5 properties with us. And so, people multi-buy here. And that's because Gozi has an amazing access to the offerings of these great companies. We have about 4 companies that we work with. exclusively around working with our clients because they have a great track record. Like you said, Evans, you want your paperwork to be right. You want to make sure that they're actually building things according to spec. And again, we have on our advisory team, I don't know if you've ever heard of Paulton Morgan, but you should definitely look them up. Paulton Morgan is one of the companies. They're more in the high end. So they do some properties. Some of their properties are quite luxury, like high end luxury. But those are the type of companies that we have, and we also have companies that have brand new virgin land, which is quite affordable. So we have a great range of offerings. So, and then we have beachfront properties that people have. And so, like I said, after this event, a thread is going to be created for you, and Ella's going to provide a great video for you to watch. And then she's going to follow up with you. But let me have you meet her. I want you to hear her voice because she's the CEO, the leader of GZ Realty and Development. I love for people to hear her voice because she's amazing. To you, Ella.
Thank you, Melissa. Hi, Evans. Thank you for being on this call. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. And also, I want to welcome everyone. Thank you, Lee, for that wonderful testimonial. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chandra, for being here. I'm very sure that you want to just rush to your bed right now to sleep. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. So, why are we here? So, there's a proverb that says, a river that forgets its source will run dry. Today, we're not just here to talk about building or about buildings or titles, but about reconnection, reclaiming what was lost, rebuilding what is ours. Whether you are in Nigeria abroad, an African American, rediscovering your roots, or part of the African diaspora, seeking meaning and belonging, this is your moment. This is your invitation to own your slice of Nigeria. Africa is not just a continent; it's a home. Like Chandra mentioned in her interview. I don't know if you were on the were here when she talked about continent, like Africa being a home for her. For centuries, the connection between the diasporas and the continent was broken by force through slavery, colonization, and displacement. So a lot of people, for centuries right now, the slavery has taken a lot of people to so many places that they don't even know where their origin again. Do you understand? So right now we're trying to say, welcome, that you should come back home. You should come back home. You should come back home. That this is it's time to start tracing back your way back to where you belong to. But today we are reclaiming that connection, just not just through DNA test and travel, but through ownership. You must not be your bloodline must not be tied to Nigeria. You must not be through travel, but you can also reclaim that connection through ownership. So why Nigeria? So people are asking why Nigeria? Why Nigeria out of every other country? Nigeria is Africa's largest economy and the most populous black nation on the earth. Culturally rich, economically emerging, and demographically young. Nigeria is both a heritage and a frontier. The African diaspora contributes hundreds of billions globally in wealth creation and remittances. Imagine what it means when that wealth flows back into land, homes, infrastructure, and community development in Africa. As of last year, December, we recorded a high sales made from apartment, like a high sales made from apartment here in Nigeria, to show you the kind of investment people are doing here in Nigeria. So you ask yourself, why Nigeria? You're not just investing, you are returning. So why property? So people ask, why property? Why now? Why should I buy a property? Why now? Property is power. Land and real estate have always been a symbol of freedom and generational wealth. Urban cities like Lagos, Abuja, Enugu, Port Harcourt are rapidly developing. Gated communities, eco estates, tech hubs, and tourism districts are opening doors for secure investment. Let's go back to post 2020. You know what happened during the lockdown? A lot of people are like, were like, has the world come to an end? What's going on? What's going on exactly? You understand? Now people start asking. COVID-19 sparked a global reflection on legacy and purpose. People start asking, where do I belong to? Am I going to die in a foreign land? Am I going to stay in a land that does not belong to me? So many in diaspora start asking, where do I truly belong? What will I leave behind? People started wanting to know where they belong and what they will leave behind. The answer for many is a home in the land of their ancestors. So some people, there are some common barriers. There are some barriers that has been a limiting factor for a lot of people. There are some bridges that have been building up for ages right now. What are those bridges? For example, some people say I don't know where to start. Some people say I cannot trust the system. Yes, I won't blame. I won't blame because just the same way there are a lot of good things and there are a lot of good things and there's also a lot of bad aspects. So some people say can I trust the system? Will I get scammed? Is very popular among the first thing someone the first thing someone will ask is, will I get scammed? How true are you? Are you sure you are real? That's the first question they ask you. It's normal. It's normal for you to ask. Like I did an ad. I ran an ad for someone. I ran an ad this event actually. One of the one of the lead reached out to me and said, I hope you're not part of those people that are scamming other people. I said no. I gave him our website, followed him through it, and then I said, if you look at our website, gave him some list of people that have purchased, and our clients are not just they're not Nigerians self. Most of them are Americans. So if Americans can come here to invest, so what more you that you are a Nigerian that you are not living here in Nigeria? So what's your excuse? So some people say I've never been to Africa. Yes, I know you've never been to Africa, but here in GZ Realty, like Melissa said, we will guide you, we'll hold your hands, we'll guide you step by step. We're going to hold your hands. We're going to make sure that you achieve. We're a family. We always say, like the founder always say, we're a family. We're not just after you purchasing your land. We're not just after you purchasing, we're not just after you making money and all. We are a family. We're after your well-being. Our first ever client, Levon Holden, has become part of the family. She has referred a lot of people back to the company. Like I told you, she's an example that we're not just after the customer money and oh, let's just do this and let it go. No, we are after your well-being. We're after creating legacy for you, holding your hands to create legacy. So let me start dismantling that fears. You don't have to do it alone. We have legal experts along with myself and the founder ready to guide you step by step. Technology has changed the game. You can take virtual tours, sign contracts digitally, and receive real-time updates from anywhere in the world. Technology has changed. It has changed. If you want to, if you want to, like there was a, was it earlier this year? I went for a land allocation. I did a live video with a client showing them the land they bought and where it was, where exactly the allocation that was given for that client. Technology has changed. You don't need to just all you just need to do is to be sure to be with the right people. And yes, welcome to GZ. We are the right people for you. We are the right people for you. We are family. And then the right partners matter. Like I said, at GZ Realty and Development, we remain committed to transparency, integrity, and ensuring diaspora is actively involved in our vision. We will not just let make you get your buy and then leave you like that. No, we will put you through. We become family. We our relationship goes beyond just customer and client relationship. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. So what you are really building, this isn't just about property. It's about building legacy. It's about rewriting your family story. It's about planting a flag in the soil your ancestors are saying saying I came back home. Whether you are buying a small plot or developing a rental home, you are doing more than investing in land. You are investing in identity, culture, and your birthright. So how you ask, what are the practical steps? What are the steps to take? There are 5 steps here that I will list out to you. These are the practical steps. First of all, define your why. Why do you want to buy? Why do you want to buy that property? Why do you want to create a legacy? There's so many why. Some people say for retirement, some people say for relocation, some people say for rental income, some people say for heritage, some people say for business. So you have to first of all define your why. Why are you actually purchasing that property, that land, that farmland? Like Melissa mentioned, we have a client right now here in Lagos, Nigeria. He bought a land, not only a land, under his land, we are going to be farming on his land. And at the end of the day, the proceeds from it is going to be getting, and he's going to be getting ROI from it. So you see, he wins in two ways. He wins from proceeds from the land, and then this the land appreciation. So the second step, start small but start smart. Consider investing in high growth developing areas. We are here to assist you with this. There are a lot of people that are selling a lot of locations in different places. But have you asked yourself, is that place a high growth? Is it a high growth or developing areas? Is that place very high? Because there are some things that matters in terms of buying land. There are some things that matters a lot when you want to buy a land, you want to buy a property, you want to buy you want to go into the farming aspect. There are some things that key things that matters. So we're here to assist you with that. Like I said, the first one, you need to define your why. When you define your why, we can help you. Take you through the process. Then the third one, ask the right question: who owns the land? What documents are available? Are there hidden fees? You know that there's after the cost of the land, there are some things like the survey. There are some fees that are attached to it. You need to ask: are there hidden fees? Are there fees that are supposed to be, that as apart from the cost of the land? Are there other fees apart from that? You need to ask those questions. Anybody who asks this question will really know that, oh yes, you know what you are doing. You really know what you are doing. Then the fourth one, use our community resources. Every month we have monthly event like this, educating people on how to reclaim their home, on how to build legacy. We have a monthly event like this talking about that. We have property tours. You can just book with us, and we can do digitally tour, or we can go there physically for you on your behalf, and just we just use our community resources. Which, like Melissa said, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to the founder Gozie, you can reach out to Melissa. We'll be here to assist you, to take you step by step. Then the last one, do your due diligence. Legal checks, physical verification, or trusted representative like us, and clear payment structures. Clear payment structures. You tell us, oh, this is what you can do now, and then you break it down. Clear payment structures. These are the practical steps on how to start. These are the practical steps on how to start. You don't need to be an expert, you just need to be intentional. I love intentional people. You just need to be intentional in everything you do. You just need to be intentional. So I'm going to close this session with saying you are the dream of your ancestors, and now you have the chance to return, not as tourist, not as a stranger, but as an owner. To everyone here today, whether you were born in Nigeria or carry its spirit in your blood, your piece of motherland is waiting. Let this be the year you own your slice of Nigeria. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa.
Well, I would let her drop the mic. That is why she is our CEO. Let me tell you right now, don't mess with Miss Ella Osawan, child. Fun fact about her: she is the quote unquote kid sister of Gozier, the founder. That's why their last names are the same. But let me tell you, she is a force and knows her stuff, and knows how to take care of people. And that's the number one thing I love about Ella, is how much she cares. Like when our VIP came here, he commented how loved he felt because of the itinerary that she put together for him. We just go that extra mile. We're more than about just trying to sell you properties, but when you come into this place, you're really treated like you're valuable, even if you're from here, even if you're Nigerian, you know. And so that's, what's really important, and we cannot wait to spoil League. Count down to when League gets here, because that's when it's gonna get chronic. Is when my League gets over here. I can't wait for Lee to come here and see her land with her own eyes. And because we've been sending her lots of video footage, she has her paperwork and everything now. But there's nothing like when you touch your own land. And so, yes, we are ready for you, baby girl. We are ready for you. And so, thank you all for coming. We're going to go ahead and wrap up because we like to respect time. And we also do this every month. And so, Evans is already going to be, immediately setting up some time. And we look forward to, hosting you here in a couple of weeks and helping you to reclaim your home, here. And I also encourage everyone, those of you who signed up but you weren't able to make it, it happens. That's why we recorded it, because we don't want you to feel like you missed anything. So please, just because you watched the video does not mean you're out the loop. Now you've seen us, now you've heard us. And the next step is for you to connect. Please make sure that you connect with the incredible Ella Asawan, or Favor. Favor is our administrative officer. She's likely to be reaching out to you as well. So please call them back and set up an appointment. And again, you're a VIP, which means we like to spoil you. And that's what we're known for. You're in a niche boutique situation. And we have a few slots available for VIPs for this quarter. So we kind of take people in like 10 people increments, because again, we pour ourselves into you. So we have a few slots left for this quarter. So make sure you sign up by just simply, doing a consult. And it doesn't obligate you. It doesn't cost you anything. We just spoil you, and then we lead you, we guide you to the best properties for you. We have farmland. Agribusiness is really blowing up. And that's why one of our clients came here. They actually procured 100 acres of land from us, and they're going into the agribusiness zone. So, Evans, you sound like a very serious investor. So you might want to talk to Gozi about the farmland opportunities, because we have partners with us. We have partners who actually have farming businesses that allow you to buy the land, and they have the farmers farm for you, and they have the ability to help you process your products. And then we also help you out by actually being the eyes on the ground. So if you're in Port Harcourt or the United States, as our client who just came, then we can actually go in and part of our service to you, we set up a wonderful arrangement with you to go and check on things on your behalf. You can add. And so we have wonderful, wonderful properties and things for you. And so definitely do that. But I will just close out with gratitude for everyone being here tonight. Ella, as always, did a spectacular job, putting this event together. We'll be back here next month, and you can come back over and over again. We do a different theme each time. There's always something new to learn. Bring family, bring friends to these events, so they're complimentary, and they're a wonderful way to help take some of the fear and edge off of investing in Nigeria. Nigeria is a place people are coming from all over the world to land bank. So make sure you don't miss out on the opportunity to build your wealth and to create abundance for yourself. So as we say, you know what? We deal in trust. Real estate is for the brave. Be brave and make contact with us, and have an amazing night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.